Alright, so today I'm joined by Darcelmaw, current number 2 ranked.
Number two player.
Yeah,
Yep.
current number 2 player. Me myself, I'm JD. I am 2 times undisputed world champion, 1 time disputed. Basically 3 times. So we're gonna go with some Marine Worlds action cards to start off. Which pile do you want to start with, Darcel?
Let's start with build.
Right, starting off with build. Yeah, let's just start from the top. So, oh, that's the rest of the pile. Yeah, what do you think about build version 4?
This one lets you pay 2 to cover rock or water space. Uh, it's really versatile because you get to build over like stuff that blocks your way sometimes. And like for certain maps, you get to get the good bonuses without having to go through like a journey sometimes.
Yeah, and also
Talk
on,
about the research map as an example.
yeah, on Research Institute, you can build immediately for the university, which is kind of nice. And also you get money on the backside. When you upgrade the best upgrade in the game, you actually get money from building rock and water.
hmm
I think one thing to be careful about is you can only cover one rock or water space. It's not like diversity researcher. Um, so it can be a bit messy. Like it's very far from diversity researcher, right? Because you can only cover one
hmm
space. So it's not the same freedom as it gives. I'd say it's probably the best build upgrade.
hmm
Mm.
Another thing I like about it is that if you upgrade it and whatnot, you get to make these really nice kiosk placements. It makes it really beautiful.
Yeah, or pavilions to your poorly placed kiosks.
hmm
So you can,
True, true.
yeah, you can do horrible kiosks and still get value from them. Yeah.
One more interesting thing is that if you upgrade it, you're incentivized to cover spaces. So you might access, because this isn't diversity researcher, so this doesn't prevent your animals from being rock or water screwed. So you gotta be careful about that as well.
Oh, yeah, I guess another good point is one kind of cool thing is you can do is you can put a reptile, like a water reptile. Say you put a size 1 water reptile to next to a water spot, and then you cover up that water spot, and then you go ahead and release your little one reptile, but you don't have anything next to water except a 5 size. Then you get to flip the 5 size. So like I haven't played the most, neither me of Darcel or expert in Marine Worlds, but I think that's very likely to come up, right?
hmm You've played often, yeah.
Yeah, like
Especially with the
if you
yeah.
play around it, you have to play around it a bit, but just like releasing a size 1 animal and flipping a size 5 is sounds really good to me at least.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, once again, very surprising shenanigans with releasing.
oh yeah,
Who would have
so
thought?
there's gonna be some shenanigans with this card for sure. But yeah, I think we can leave that for now. Let's go to build version 3. So this is basically the engineer one, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So basically you get one more strength on the front side, and on the back
Mhm.
side you also get one more strength, but you may also build more than one of the same standard enclosure. Does that not include pavilions?
No, it's not a standard enclosure, sadly.
Ah, so it's only 2 ones, 3s, 4s, and 5s.
hmm
Okay. It's a bit worse
I
than I
mean,
thought then.
I don't really like this. Like, what are you gonna do? Build two sizes? Just get the two size income. Like, what are you doing with this? Can't build more pavilions? Kind of
Can be
cringe.
like,
And just
I mean, it can be very
I
situational good if you need like a lot of large enclosures, like 5 sizes.
yeah, but that's like pretty much it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And like if you, yeah, it's nothing you're excited to see. So like how these action works is you get free options. and you choose one of them, and then you pass two to your right, and then you get two from your left, and you take one of them, and then you get one more, and then you get to choose two of the special actions to keep. So I wouldn't be very.
Basically, yeah. Basically, out of 3 special actions, in the end, you'll pick 2 to replace one of your basic actions with.
Yup. So
You'll
I wouldn't be very exciting seeing this in my opening hand. This I would be kind of excited about on the right map. But this is just like probably a last pick. Well, this can be a first pick, I think.
Mhm.
Then we have
Right.
build version 2. So this one you can pay on front side. You can pay 3 every time you take a build action to get 1 additional kiosk. So you can build 2 kiosks, so you can build a 2 size and a kiosk. And on the back side you can pay 2 to get an additional kiosk. What do you think about this card, Arthur?
How should I say this nicely? It's trash. It's garbage. Like,
Yeah,
what are you gonna do? Build a side entrance and you get 2 kiosks? Wow, very
I
interesting.
guess it's only good with side entrance in the first round, but it's horrendous. Like you're probably gonna use this effect once or twice, and the effect is really weak.
Mhm.
Like
Very,
it
yeah.
can be nice first round, I guess, if you want a 2 size and a kiosk. Like you can do you can do 2 build actions first round. You get like a 2 and a kiosk and then a pavilion or kiosk. Could be cool, but
Mhm. Oh, I'm sure those players that just take an action just to build a single kiosk will love this
oh
action card
yeah,
though.
oh this is gonna be first picked a lot, but yeah, this is just horrendous. I think it might be one of the worst action cards available, all categories.
Mhm.
Definitely the bottom of build.
Mhm.
And then we have its cousin, build number 1, which is the same thing but a pavilion, which is a lot better. But
I've actually seen this in tabletop. It's actually really this one's actually really nice.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I think it's better than this for sure.
for sure, yeah. Just being
Uh,
able to build an extra pavilion, like even in the late game, is nice. For this one, it just dies off real fast. But
yeah,
for this one, still relevant.
yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
I think pavilion. It's not. I think there's like 4 or 5 animals or something that had higher points per money than pavilions, but pavilions have like the highest points per money, right?
Hmm.
And if you look at all the top players, they have very high amount of pavilions. So yeah, kind of neat. Not horrible, not great. I wouldn't be excited to see it as a first pick.
Hmm.
But,
Something you notice that one, you can see that this build is very unique, while the rest are kind of boring. You know,
ah,
and you could definitely see some of that trend in some of the other action cards as well.
so boring is bad.
Yeah, maybe if boring is an additional kiosk, this is like
Yeah.
something like not game changing.
Okay, boring is bad. Got it. So we did build. I think animals is the most logical next step.
Hmm.
We should probably do 4. We should keep it the same. Animals. We have animals version 4. So on front side you get to mark a card, and on the back side, after doing no, you still get to mark, but also if you play a marked card, you get a reputation. Do you want to explain marking, Darsel? Because that's a new
Simply
mechanic.
get 2 money or get the card. So what you do is after you mark a card on display. It has to be an animal. If you take it, if anyone else takes it or you take it, you get 2 money. If it gets discarded from the display, you get the card itself. So it's either you get the card or you get 2 money.
Yeah, and even if you take the card yourself, you get the 2 money.
Hmm.
I think marking in general is kinda bad. At least that's my experience. cause like 2 money. Who really cares? And also the backside is very awkward because first you have to take an animal's action. You have to mark a card, and then your next animal's action you have to play that card for benefit of 1 rep.
Yeah, because this is after the animal's action. This
Oh
marking.
yeah. Wait.
Mhm.
Never mind. Yeah, so I'd say it's pretty horrendous, to be honest. I don't know what you think.
It's definitely mediocre, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, if an opponent is like, if it's a good card, then like it's not going to you anyways.
Yeah, so like if it's a good card you get 2 money.
Hmm.
Um guess it can be kinda cool on like maps. No, that I was thinking like maybe what is the map called? Commercial Harbor. But I mean you basically you get 3 money instead of 2 if you mark the bad cards. And you get discarded. It can be nice with digging, but the problem is because you can dig away the card and they get you straight to the hand. But the problem is if you're playing a digging animal, like
You can't mark it.
yeah, you have to dig first and then you mark. So like there's not a lot of a lot of breaks you take 2 animals action in, especially with a close proximity to each other. Maybe you take one at the start and one at the end of the break. So like, yeah, I think it's fairly horrendous.
One thing I will say is that it's always a benefit. Unlike some of the actions here,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
always going to be helpful.
yeah,
Unless there's like literally no animal cards in display, then when did
yeah,
that happen?
tough luck. Okay, so build version 3. Front side, the first animal you play costs 2 less. But then on the back side, you lose that bonus, but instead you can pay 2 for an extra appeal. So basically it's like you can pay... It's for each animals as well, so if you do 2 animals, you can pay 4 for 2 appeal. If you do 3 animals with like small assignment. So it's basically like building a pavilion on your animal section, I guess, except it doesn't take space.
And it doesn't build a pavilion,
Yeah,
which
that's true.
is honestly could be pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Most part, yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, 2 money for a point is a good value.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you lose the front side, which is, yeah, I think it's mediocre.
Yes, some things you can notice that sometimes the backside is wildly different. Well, not wild, but it's different
Yeah,
enough that you might not want to upgrade it, which I don't know.
yeah. So like, you definitely wanna probably upgrade it at some point, but it could be like tricky. I think it's very mediocre, kind of boring. I don't know.
Hmm.
What's your
I mean,
take?
definitely early game, maybe you could like use this effect to like squeak out some extra animals, but like, ugh, it's just the backside is also very. It's just like very. Um, it's like this one. It does a little bit, but
Yeah,
like
not enough. There's stronger
not
actions
enough.
we haven't gotten to it
Hmm.
yet, but it's
Hmm.
it's just slightly better animal section. I think we just move on
Okay,
to animals version 2.
one.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna go to two next. Okay.
yeah. So this is the first exciting animal section, I'd say. If you had no
Hmm.
animal cards in your hand after finishing the action, you can reveal your hand to hunt for 4. And backside is the same thing, but you get to hunt for 6. So yeah, I think this is like a bit RNG fiesta. It's very good with sunbathing. You can sell all your animals, and they get to hunt. It's very good on commercial harbor. You can sell all your animals, and then you get to hunt. But I think the main issue is you can get stuck with animals you don't even want in your hand. Or you can get stuck with determination animals like eagles, sunbears, etc. You don't want to play right now. Like maybe an elephant or something with hard requirements. but I really like it.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah,
It's
you hit the nail on the head. Pretty much that. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's either very good in the game or very bad. It's depending on the game, but it's
Mhm.
high risk, high
Yeah,
reward.
like I said, it's really, really fun on commercial farming.
Yeah, very good for that matter. Like, if your hand is awful, like hunting four is a lot. Hunting six is two more than hunting four. That's even bigger, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool card. Animals version one. If you play only one animal at 5, you may ignore one condition. And the backside is if you play only one animal at 3 or more, you may ignore one condition. So the same thing, but it starts as 3. What are your thoughts?
Obviously very situational, but still very good. Very, very good.
Really? I don't think I don't
Yeah.
think I've had I don't think I've played with this one yet. But it feels so bad the fact that you can only do one animal.
Well, usually like the probably the best thing about this is like the round one situations where you want to get out like thing that might require partnership or something like that, but you want to get assigned to or something like that. Something like that, you know. It's just very
True.
um flexible like that.
Yeah, or like a red panda.
Yeah, yeah,
You only have one science,
yeah.
something like that.
hmm Like this makes your options like I've played a game where I just I already forgot. Whatever, it's fine. But it makes your choices on what you could do for your social action much more flexible for sure.
I guess. So how do you want to rank this? I'll rank it first. I like this the most. I like this the second most. This and the marking one the least. But I don't think you're gonna agree with me after praising Animals version 1 that much.
I think it's like here.
Yeah, okay.
I'll just switch these two.
Sure. I'll trust you
I
because
mean,
I'm not the biggest
this
fan
is
of this, but I haven't played with
yeah,
this.
it's like a whole map that has this. You know, it must be important.
Yeah, but then you can also do two animals in your animals actions. So
Yeah,
and
I
one,
mean, like obviously, yeah.
I think one important thing to notice that I don't think a lot of people realize, it's a condition. So you can't ignore a rock requirement. There's a difference between conditions and requirements. But I think a lot of people get it wrong. So I would
Mhm.
I would like it a lot more if you could also uh, ignore it or ignore requirements like rock and water, or the money requirement or like enclosure requirements
Yeah,
would also be
that's
nice to
pretty
ignore.
big.
Yeah, that would be nice to ignore. Yeah, but let's go for that. I mean, to play animals, you need cards, right? So how about we do
Hmm.
cards? And I think now it starts getting a bit spicy. I think the cards action are a lot better than both build and animals. Let me just move this up a bit on the table. We start with cards version 4. So front side, you can pay 2 money after you do your cards to clever down a card. And backside, you don't have to pay the money, you can just clever down a card. I love this card. I think clever is super strong. Like, if you know how to use it. But then again, you have to do cards to clever, which is, I guess it's fine, but it's. I'd rather clever after doing like a build or something.
Associate or something. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
building.
yeah, or yeah, a social even better. But I think it's super strong, clever. Like I'd be happy to pay 2 money to clever, and I'd be happy to pay no money to clever. But
Hmm.
also like always good, right?
Hmm. Yeah, card strength, location, probably. sometimes makes or breaks some games.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's everything. Where
Yeah.
like action management. Um,
Yeah.
like I know I have on the top 20. I don't think I have the most, but I have a lot X token instead of an action, and that's just because I care a lot about my actions, where they're at, and like I don't want to take bad actions, which I don't have to do if I can clever. So
Yeah, you can do some funky stuff with this. Like
yeah,
if you just keep on releasing it, you don't have to do build anymore. Great, just two cards.
yeah, I love this one. Like
Hmm.
probably the strongest action so far. Build version 4 is probably more situational, better. I love this.
Hmm.
I'd be happy to first pick it, honestly.
Hmm.
Um, but the fun doesn't stop there. We have Cars version 3. Okay, the fun stops here, but the fun comes back. The fun comes back, okay? You have to wait. So, what it does is you can snap on 3 instead of 5. And
Hmm.
upgraded side is you can snap twice on 5, but then you can snap on 2 as well. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so for the front side, being able to snap on 3 and 4 might be fine early game where like your action locations are pretty garbage and you want to snap a good card, but obviously you can't see the display until you get you pick your
Yeah,
cards, whatever.
I don't.
But the most
Sorry, I don't even think you can see the location of your action cards before drafting, right? I'm not 100%.
really, I mean, in
I'm
the
not. Yeah,
GTS.
yeah, but there's a lot wrong with the TTS mod. Scream didn't do a very
Okay,
good
okay.
job there, you know. Um,
If that's the case, then yeah, then it's not as good for sure. Then.
yeah, I'm not sure get to know, but it's very good first round. I think snapping on 3 is very good. It's good if
Hmm.
you decide not to up your cards as well, right?
Hmm. The interesting part is the upgraded part. You get to snap 2 cards at 5, but if you think about it, you upgrade cards. Where do you want your rep to be? That's right, at the max. And what's the snapping 2 gonna do when you could just draw from reputation range?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. It's
it's just very contradictory.
Yeah, it's very weird. I think uh, the design choice on it, but I think it's obviously you don't know that because I know you don't get to see your hand before choosing these actions. But I mean, it's definitely a card, a decent card if you're not upgrading cards. Um, but the upgrade side, basically, it doesn't do much. Um,
It's fine.
yeah, I mean it's fine, nothing exciting at all. But I think we get back. Oh yeah, yeah, we definitely Cards version 2. We definitely get back to the fun.
Hmm.
So this is also a bit annoying because you can on the front side you get digging 1. On the back side it's digging 2. So it's very straightforward. But the thing is you have to dig before drawing the cards. I would prefer if you got to dig after drawing the cards in most situations.
Hmm.
What do you think about it?
Hmm. I mean, obviously, besides the fact that you get to, it's kind of like an extra draw if you think about it, because you're
Mm-hmm.
just throwing away your bad cards. But also, instead of having to like snap up away a card that's really good for your opponent, you can just dig it away, or maybe like you can have more options first dig, and then you can decide whether not to snap or not. It's just like there's a lot of things you could do that really manage the display better.
Yeah, I think it's like very good to control display, and that's also why you see a lot of top players, like myself, and I don't want to say his name, but we usually take snapping as a first bonus, and that's all,
He
just
who must not be named.
yeah, that's just to control the display. It's a very good control display, and also like there's so many good there's so many good cards in Ark Nova. But even more than good cards, they're bad cards. So it's very nice to see 6 cards instead of 4 cards when you're doing cards. I think I actually like this card more than the clever one.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
just it seems very good, especially in a two-player game where display display management is important.
Hmm.
You agree?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I agree with this. Yeah.
Yeah. So gonna be an interesting one. Definitely first pick material. Strongest card so far. Then we also have this one, which is kind of cool. So it's basically like normal cards, but you don't have to discard anymore. Thoughts?
Yeah. First of all, if you want to snap, tough luck. This card does nothing. Second of all, if you draw cards, there's a very good chance that they're all not gonna be something that you don't want to discard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're gonna get too many cards. Um, it's good if you can sunbuff them or if you can play commercial horror. It's pretty funny because a lot of these cards are like designed for commercial horror, like this animals action, this cards action.
This
Um,
marking too.
yeah, marking too. Even the like most of the builds where it's a bit hard to connect to the horror, these make it easier to connect to the horror. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think it's a very good card unless you can sunbath
Yeah.
or playing commercial horror. A lot stronger on commercial horror.
Wow, I get 3 or 4 extra money. If I get to pouch an extra card, crazy.
Oh, I mean, free money for a card, free extra money for a card section is very good. I think.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, if you have commercial
yeah,
armor.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. But they also spelled Sydney correctly on this one, which is spelled incorrectly in the first printing of the game. So I'm a bit upset about that.
Mm,
I'd say it's probably stronger than this one, but like nowhere close to the other twos. Uh, so,
I disagree, but not too strongly.
oh really? You prefer this one over that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's
Obviously,
fun.
like I guess I'm a bit um, because I've experience with this when I get to see my actions and I get to see what the
Mm.
which order they are. So I guess I kind of confused my decision, but still.
That is so funny because you value Expert on Australia and Sea Turtle Tank very highly. So I thought this was gonna be like a Darcel card, you know?
Yeah, but like if I draw it.
Yeah, two cards. True, true. Okay. And when you do cards, you can draw sponsor cards. And the sponsor cards are also very interesting, I feel. Let's start with sponsor version 4. So you may discard, when you take the sponsor card action, you may discard a sponsor card from your hand. Take a sponsor card from the display. And the upgraded version is a bit different. In addition to the break, you may discard any card, so it doesn't have to be a sponsor card to play a sponsor card for money. Thoughts?
First thing I thought of when I saw this card is like the front side and the back side seem pretty different. One is taking a card from display, and the other one is just what happens when you know you have to break and then you have to play an extra sponsor card, which is really different. But the second thing is that this effect is fine. I think like you get to take a good sponsor card if you have like a bad sponsor card in your initial hand or something like that,
Yeah,
which is
and you
might happen.
also
It's not
yeah you also
not
get
not too often though.
no, but you also get to draft this one and then see what cards you want to keep. So even if you have bad sponsor cards, you might still want to keep them, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, but the real interesting part is the backside, which you get to play a sponsor card in addition to breaking. It's a very nice. Like,
Yeah, I think it's gonna be amazing.
hmm
Um, because that's a thing you can run into. Like obviously you have to pay the money, But I think there's a thing that you can run into in especially two-player games. Once again, that you do want to cost the break because your opponent's gonna get too much out of the round, but you like your entire hand is sponsor cards you want to play.
Mhm.
So I think the backside
Pretty much
is
that, yeah.
yeah, I think the backside is very good. I would love it if it wasn't only for the break, but also for if you played a sponsor card, you could do one more. That would be insane, though. But yeah, I think it's excellent. It's hard to evaluate this compared to the two good card sections, but
Because you have to upgrade it to get to the good
yeah,
parts.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing I like it about as well, the unupgraded version is very good for early game, and the upgraded version is very good for later on.
Hmm. Yes.
Uh,
Unlike this guy over here, which is the exact opposite.
but yeah, yeah, exactly. So let's go to sponsor V3. Um, so on the front side, you can discard a sponsor card to gain 4 money, or on the back side, you can discard any card to gain 4 money, or reduce the strength of the sponsor card by 2, so like Hollywood Hills style. I don't think I've played with this. Do you have any thoughts?
I'm not too sure on this part. It's like you get to sunbathe a sponsor card that you don't want. It's like whatever. Like, I guess it could be useful sometimes.
I
Like
mean,
if you want to cause a break-in and you have like a trash sponsor card you can get rid of, that's fine.
yeah,
But for the backside, like when you have upgraded sponsors, you usually do that because you want to either break for money or play a lot of sponsor cards. And this really satisfies that, you have to play a lot of sponsor cards, you have to push them out or get money. It's fine, but yeah. The
yeah.
fact that it changed to any card is also pretty important as well.
So I assume you can choose you can still play a sponsor card and get 4 money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, so I think the backside is kind of interesting. This could be once again like good for early game, good for when you have it upgraded later on. It can be like very. I think it can be very very strong. The fact that it's any card and not a sponsor card, it can be very strong if you get a card one upgrade like sponsors to just push out. Because sometimes you have like 4 very good sponsors, but they're all power 5. So that can really help with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So seems good, but not as strong as before.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Sponsors version 2. So if you gain money during the sponsor action, you gain 3 more. Backside is 5 more. Also straightforward. I think this is very
Mm.
good.
Yeah, that's like a 50% buff, just because why not?
Yeah, but also
Also,
go ahead.
another important thing is that you get this even when you play this at like 1. So, for example, if you want to delay the round, whatever, you can just play this at 1, get set like 7 money, and then get to play more whatever you want to do. It's
Yeah.
just very useful.
It's very good for stalling, but also one
Mm-hmm.
thing. So I think a lot of things that are good in Ark Nova are versatile things. So this is like
Mm-hmm.
very good for stalling. The base effect is fine by itself, but also you can, let's say you have a what is the one called? Whenever someone plays a science card, you get money.
I already forgot.
Uh,
Science Library?
mm, yeah, it's called something. I think science library draws your card. But whenever someone plays a
Oh,
science tag, so if you play that out first, let's say you don't have a sponsor, so you play it out, you get 5 money because you got money during your sponsor action, and then for every single science you play, you get 5 money. after that. Same if you have an expert card.
Crazy.
Yeah, if you have an expert card like expert in Early Wars, and you play Okabe stable, you just get like 3 more money from that. So like
Hmm.
6 money from
It's yeah.
yeah. So
It's not an insignificant amount, but what separates this from like this card is that you can get it really often. It's not like yeah, yeah. Just comparing that to that, just so devastating.
oh yeah. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
I think it's bonkers,
Hmm.
and it's never bad, right?
Hmm.
Like even if you just wanna break 5 all game, now you can break 5, get
Hmm.
8.
Hmm.
That's 1.5
I
more
think it's
pavilions to build.
yeah.
Um, I think it's
I think it's definitely stronger than yeah, for sure,
yeah,
for
I
sure.
think
It's
it's
definitely
top
stronger
tier,
than
right?
hmm.
This is this is more niche. Like this can definitely be strong in some games, but this is just like always good.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, and it's even better when it's good. It's even better. It's like it still has that niche factor if you have a science library in play. Spam science, get all the money in the world.
Mhm.
Um, so then we have sponsor version 1. So whenever you take the sponsor action, you trade 1 X token for 5 money, or do the reverse. Backside is the same thing, but now you can pay either an X or 5 money for a rep. I played with this a fair bit. I think it's kind of bad.
I don't have too much to base off of. But the other thing to know is that in the Ring Worlds, there are some cards that also do this effect. So, um, one thing I will note is that for the backside, you may trade next or 5 money or vice versa, or pay either for 1 rep. I've seen this used in some games to just get a lot of rep. I'm not sure how useful it is because like rep is like honestly a bit overrated now. Who cares about rep?
Yeah. Also,
The X token or 5 money for it.
yeah. One thing to note is they are in Marine Worlds. There's a conservation bonus at the end of the rep track. So instead of getting 1 appeal, the first one to reach it can choose to not get that appeal and get the bonus instead. That could be good, but no.
Yeah, but usually it's just like, oh wow, I get 2 extra rep. Whoa, crazy. 1 extra ticket for reaching the end? Crazy.
Yeah. Um, I don't like it. It's probably the worst sponsor upgrade, I'd say.
Why are you putting it here?
Because I'm stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
This one I completely agree with. Yeah.
yeah,
Even with these two, yeah, I agree.
yeah. All right. And playing a lot of sponsor is hard work, right?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna have to grab some water, and then we'll have a look at the last pile. Be right back.
This guy's really handsome. I like this guy.
Okay, I'm back, and Darcel has made some beautiful artwork there. Are you here?
Yep.
Okay.
I create and I destroy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go over the most powerful action in the game, the association action. Starting with Assoc version 4. So, if this is at 5, you can place it back to 1 and perform another action instead. So basically you can clear it down when it's on 5 on the front side. On the back side, instead of donating, you may draw a card. What are your thoughts?
Once again, I find it real interesting that these two have like almost just nothing to do with each other. It's like very weird. Second of all, um, out for the front side, after like in some situations where you like the break is just not happening, then this could be fine. But once again, as the strongest action, the this ability is to not use its ability. Like I don't know.
Yeah, the front side is very dodgy. it's very very niche good, right? In some scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes you only have one worker, but you have a lot of strong sponsor cards. Like sure. So I assume you can clear it down and then clear something else down for an X token.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a bit interesting, I feel. Because also, because you're not really putting it on one as well, right? Because you put it on one first, and then you take the action, so it gets put on two. So maybe it's not as bad as initially
It's
thought.
like the area, but so strong. Like
Oh
some
yeah,
players just.
it's the improved area. That's yeah, the improved area seems good.
Hmm.
Um, I think I like the backside, especially in two players
Yeah.
when donations are expensive. Like drawing a card is excellent,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess early it's not that good because you want the early cheap donations, but afterwards, there's a lot of times where you just skip out on donations, in which case drawing a card is very useful
Yeah,
instead of doing it.
especially if you're
Hmm.
digging for something or denying your opponent. I think I like the backside, but the main issue is you're not really taking your Soch that often because you're limited on workers.
Hmm.
But I think it's a fine upgrade. A bit skeptical of what the
It's
front
fun
say.
laid up, like, yeah.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
the card you
Front side,
draw,
it's like,
the card you draw might win you the game. You know.
uh
Um,
yeah, the front says there's definitely some games where you draft to something like you never use its ability.
yeah,
Bad.
yeah. Bit interesting, very situational, but yeah. Then we have Soch version 3. So you gain an X token if, let's say, you have power 4 and you get a partnership, you get an X token. If you have power 3, you get 2 rep, you get an X token. If you have power 5 and you take a university, you get an X token. That's it, pretty much, right?
Hmm.
You can also spend, like, you can spend, if you have it on 3, you can spend an X to get an X.
Well.
Which does nothing, but it's funny.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, backside is, in addition to making one donation for which you pay. Oh, sorry. Backside is when you donate, you pay one less for that donation for every X token you have. Kind of weird.
It's like on, like you want to spend X's to associate, like it's not the other way around.
Yeah.
I guess the one thing to consider is that there's definitely some cases where like you want your association action to be more efficient, so you always want to do your association as fast as possible. But that also means that sometimes you have to do your like other actions in a sort of weird ordering. So in this case, like you could do those weird orderings and then a search for basically the same like ordering value for the X tokens instead of doing it earlier, which is the only case I could think of for this side.
It's good if
I mean,
you don't upgrade a Soch. Like getting an X token first round is very good, right? Um,
but yeah, but another thing to remember is like you don't know the ordering. Like every time I've seen this card and I could have drafted it, it's like my associates that too. Like, and I can't imagine like how you decide to pick this if you don't even know your action orders and whatnot.
yeah, I'm not 100% that's the case, but I think so. And but I'm too lazy to read the rulebook. So if you could let us know in the comments, and smash that like button when you're down there. Uh, hashtag save Victor column, whatnot. Um, yeah, I'm not too sold. I don't know. What do you think?
it's it's fine. It's like half the time you can't even use its ability, but so
Yeah. And but
The backside I like quite a, like it's I don't like it a lot, but it's definitely very nice.
yeah,
It's
it
like nice to have.
can be nice. It's also cute. You can get X tokens as a bonus, and then your donation is 3 money cheaper, which is cute, I guess.
Hmm.
Or you can get an X tokens from a CP track or something. Uh, but it's
It's definitely a better one. There's like, you know, half the donation board
yeah,
isn't like,
yeah, not the
yeah.
strongest. Nothing that excites me at least. Let's move on to Social 2. This is the weirdest one so far. So instead of supporting a conservation power project when it's on 5, like you don't have one, you don't need to have an available one, but then you can spend your worker to get a worker, but you can't use the worker that turn. Uh, it's even worse than that because you place it on 5, so you can't spend 2 workers to do a project if you would want that for some reason. Uh, and then backside is you may place additional workers to reduce the required strength by 2 each. I think this is even worse than this 3 one, right?
Hmm.
Like, when would you ever want to use the backside?
I think it's definitely bad, but I don't think it's as bad as you make it out to be. Like I've seen like I really don't know.
The problem is
Cause like
you're not getting a
yeah,
card flip
well,
turn 2, right? You do get to
yeah, like the most
recover.
yeah.
You do get to recover the associate intake turn 1, and then you have a worker. But you don't get a card upgrade turn 2, which I think is just bad. I think the most likely case for this is when you're playing a map that gives 2 CP for the last worker, like research station, uh, dig-in map, etc. I think the most likely thing is if you have no products to support, you can get 2 CP that way.
I think this is a case where this upgrade is like fine for the middle game, you know,
It can be
where
situational good, but you kind of wanna.
yeah,
The,
I guess it depends if like the opponent is
yeah,
just breaking all the time,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. If you're up against a breaker, if you're up against someone with this, or this.
Mhm.
Um,
I definitely like the interconnectedness. Like you get more workers, and then you get to use the extra worker to uh, place more things.
yeah,
It's very connected, unlike some of the other action criteria.
I mean that's true. Um, I think one thing I really don't like about it is because you probably want to go up to 5 when you're gonna spend an extra worker. But the problem is you can only do. I guess if you have 4 workers, you can first do a project, and then you can spend the remaining 3 to do a second project, which is kind of cool. But you always don't have 4 workers. I guess it's kind of rare. But the problem is if you take the effect on your first project, then you can't do any more projects that turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's horrible.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely it's definitely not good for sure.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I just think it's horrible. Like, I don't think you rarely want to use any of the effects on it.
Hmm.
Like bottom, definitely same power level as Build V2. Fun how they both two.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, let's just put it on here for now. Let's go Assoc turn 1. I'm just gonna put it here because I think it's better than Assoc V2 already. So this is interesting. You take partner Zeus from the supply instead of the association board. So if your opponent has Asia, you can still get Asia. Uh, and the backside is the same thing, but it's also universities. Oh, also you can take multiple of the same partner, so of university. Um, so for example, you can have 4 Asia with the expert on Asia, or you can have three science, 2 rep, for 6 rep and 3 science. I think it's very
So,
yeah. Okay, go on.
yeah. So I think 2 things to consider. First, you can only take partner zoos from the supply, and secondly, the supply is limited. So what that means is that if you want to deny a partner zoo from someone, you can't do that. Um, and secondly, if like a larger player number, the supply could run out, and even though there's like a partner zoo you want on the association board, you can't take it because you have to take it from the supply.
Yeah, so it's very annoying that you can't block people. It might be a downside. But is it 4 partner zoos, or how much is the supply?
I'm pretty sure it's like 4. I don't know if it changes. It probably doesn't change
No, it
per
doesn't
account.
change. It doesn't change.
Okay, so it's like 4 probably. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
probably
4.
4, right? Uh,
So, yeah,
so it's very cool in 4-player games, cause like you can get 2 Asia and suddenly everyone can't get Asia, like every other game ever. Um, but it's very annoying that you
it's
can't block people in 2 players. Also, when you can
mhm.
do it with universities as well. Uh,
Yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah.
it is the good stuff. Like I'd rather have most games. I'd probably rather have 2 rep than the hand size, like twice. It could be very
Mhm.
useful. I don't know what happens if you get to hand size university twice. Nothing, right?
No, I mean, I guess you could have 5 hand size twice.
Yeah. Okay. So nothing. um, you can also, let's say you have a science museum. You can
Mhm.
only get double science, uh, which is kind of cool. Like, I guess that could be very cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing you can't forget about is that in the marine worlds, there's a new university type, the animal university type.
Mm-hmm.
So that flexibility is also nice for that as well.
Yeah, that's the
So,
main issue I don't like, because I would love to play this and just get 3 universities that all is science and a bird. But there's only one science and a bird. Only one player can get science and a bird or science and a predator. So
yeah, it's limited by supply as
yeah,
well.
so
Yeah.
unfortunately you can't like, let's say you're just going birds, birds, birds. You can only get it once. Like if your opponent gets it, you can't get it. But it would be
Mhm.
really cool if you could have 3 birds university. Um, yeah, I think it's. I barely played with this because everyone is very hyped about it. It's just first big set. I think it's good, but very situational.
Mhm. I think it might be like, I think it's not as good in 3 players for sure. Um, if you want to use it for the effect of taking multiple partners of the same continent.
Yeah. Also, product accessibility in 3 players is better than in 2 players, right?
Mhm.
So, like, but obviously it's very good if you have expert in Asia or something of that nature.
Yeah, if you're just focusing on, yeah, because like the discounts also stacking as well if you have multiple of the
Yeah,
same type, and you could get some really bonker stuff
yeah. It's
with
like
that.
if you have
Yeah.
2 Asia, the elephant costs 23. Uh,
Hmm.
could be kind of bonkers. But then again, you have to
Well,
draw the correct thing. Uh, I don't know. I think
I think it's
probably at the top of the Source, right? The Source ones weren't very good.
mhm. In terms of like personal ranking, I definitely like it. I don't know if it's better, but I like this more than the other ones for sure.
Yeah, it's fun, like doing some
It's
weird
yeah.
stuff. So like obviously we're a bit biased to it. Uh, like realistically, I think this is stronger version 4.
It's very close.
Yeah, it's hard to evaluate. Obviously, it's very, very game dependent.
As with any of the card,
Yeah. Do you want to do
most
like?
of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to do a draft list? Okay, so let's try to arrange the cards a bit in a tier list. They're poorly constructed. Um, so I think starting with S tiers, I would like to add both of these cards, version 2, version 4. I'd probably want to add at least this
I like this one.
sponsor. Yeah. So like these are first picks in the drafting order.
I also like this build as well.
You think it's S tier though? I think it's A tier.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm always like it's never bad though, but I guess
It's
it's
never
not like
bad.
huge.
It's
But,
it's never bad.
mm,
It's situational very good. I think it's A tier, but this is also like we are a bit biased because it's fun to play with. Because
yeah.
you can do stuff. I would say it's high A tier for now. Together with probably sponsor share. I think this is very, very low A tier. But no, I don't want to. Yeah, I think it's no. I want to put it A B tier. And then a B tier. I think we can put this one.
Yeah. For this one, not having this, it's definitely like the solid B tier.
I think B tier.
Probably low.
Because honestly, I think all of these are F tier. Like, oh, wait. No, this one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the pavilion one is B tier, but the rest of the builds are F tier. I think this is F tier. I kind of think this is F tier. This is definitely F tier.
If there's a C tier, these would be on C tier. But
Yeah,
yeah.
But there's so many bad actions. I think.
I think they're better than these ones, but yeah, they're definitely.
Yeah, I like the one of the Soch in B tier, and the rest can go F.
Not this one's fun. It gets a fun bonus.
Okay, it can be B because it's fun. Maybe we should have done more tiers here. I want to put this in F, but do you want to put it in B?
I think it should like right below this. Honestly.
Okay, you're the boss.
I think you're not giving it enough credit. Honestly.
Might be true. I haven't played with it as I said. I think these are F tier.
Yeah. Yeah, because the most recent game I've had in memory is with this one, so
Yeah.
it was really good there.
So obviously, there's a lot of bad actions added, but I think all these three are superbly good.
It's just obviously there's going to be some variance, but like the disparity is huge.
Yeah, the disperse is huge. And I think I wish they had consulted like maybe 2 times arena champions when they were doing the balance on these. But I think the balance on the action cards are all over the place, which is a shame because I think it's cool. It adds something new to the game. So yeah. So I'm just gonna hover over everything real quick here, so you guys can see. Any closing words?
Nope.
Oh, you don't even
Not
want
a single one.
You don't even want to tell people that you're Darcelmaw?
I mean, obviously, I'm Darcelmaw. That's who I am.
Darcelmaw. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, just make sure to prioritize these highly when drafting. And the F tier you can probably wheel. And obviously, as you can tell, you are gonna get some F tier actions, you are gonna get some B tier actions. It's only 5. Especially in 2-player games, because there's 20 of these. So you're only gonna see 6 of them. Like, there might be games with only F tier cards. But yeah, I mean, definitely adds variance. But there's already a lot of variance in Arc Nova. So, like, if you add more variance to variance, I guess it's less variance. Yeah, but it should be like that, no?
True.
Yeah, because it's Java rolls. Yeah. I do also want to take a quick second to thank my members of the channel, because you don't get any ad revenue from YouTube before 1,000 subscribers. So, like, without these 5 people, I'd probably lose. I probably would have lost interest by now. So, it means a lot to me. It's not a lot of money, but it's like getting appreciated for what you do. And like, of course, you don't have to become a member to keep watching, but please make sure you're subscribed. I'm gonna try not to bugger about subscribing and liking a lot, because that kind of YouTube culture kind of pisses me off. But I'll take the now and then to enlighten it.